Yeah, so as I do every week, I take a look at what I was expecting in the previous week against what the market delivered, and I also took a look at what I'll be expecting in the coming week, and I talk about the news releases to be aware of. Yeah, so on our charts is the dollar index. In the previous week, all these candles hadn't traded. Okay, and I was expecting. Okay, so for the past 2 weeks, I was talking about the fact that I was expecting the monthly fair value gap to fill in. This is the higher end of it, and then this is the lower end of the fair value gap. If you go to the monthly time frame, you would see it very well. This is the lower end of it, and then that is the higher end of the monthly fair value gap. Okay, yeah, so the previous 2 weeks, in the last 2 weeks video, I was expecting price to have a pull up, okay, just to the lower end of this fair value gap, from the low of this candle to the high of this particular candle. Okay, so I was expecting price to pull up to the lower end, and if we get a little bit overzealous, we should reach into the midpoint of it. Okay, price traded just a little above the lower end of the fair value gap, and then we started to sink. Okay, and then I was also talking about the fact that should we trade above the high of this particular candle. Okay, I was expecting price to reach in to this level and then to the low of this particular candle right here. But the ultimate expectation and goal was to fill in this particular fair value gap. All right, yeah, so if this had happened, if the high here had happened, the expectation would have been abandoned. All right, but we dropped to the low of this range, the high here, and then this high. Okay, this particular range, we dropped into the low, and we gradually dropped into the lower end of the monthly fair value gap as I was expecting. Yes, so we are done with the targets we've been hunting for the past 2 weeks. We are done with it. Okay, and then what I'm expecting is the fact that for the coming week, I would want to wait for clues from the charts, okay, to be able to predict where we are to expect our next level to be reached in. Okay, yes, so that is it on the dollar index. Let's see what price gives us in the coming week. I'm still expecting lower prices in the dollar index. Okay, I'm still expecting lower prices in the dollar index, as we've actually balanced this level. Okay, the next level of resistance to drop lower is the higher end of this candle right here. Okay, so this fair value gap, this particular fair value gap, I expect price to actually resist, to have some resistance right there for lower prices, targeting the low of this candle, and then we can finally reach into the low of this particular candle. Okay, this particular low. Yeah, so that's what I'm expecting in the coming weeks, but I'll have to wait for confirmation from Monday and Tuesday straight. Yeah, so let's take a look at the news releases to be aware of.